You're listening to Greater Good Radio Hawaii. Please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. Today's guest is Stephen Ai, President and CEO of City Mill Company Limited. Stephen is a member of Children's Discovery Center and the Iolani School Board. Stephen, we're talking a lot about getting involved in the community, and you shared with us that the community is what helps City Mill be successful. When you took over the business from your father, did he tell you that it was important for you to get involved in the community, also to share your success with the community because they are who helps you to be successful?
Yes, Gary. That's something that he not only told me when I came back, but also throughout my life. Again, growing up, we learned that when you drink water, remember the source. And so we always remember to give back. And part of it is, it's one of the things is being nice to give back, but also I believe it's part of a responsibility. There is, being in the building materials trade, I look at ourselves as part of the civil defense of the city and county of Honolulu. Well, in the state. I'm not going to even say city and county of Honolulu, the state. An example of this is the two hurricanes, Eva when it struck in 1982 and Iniki in 1992. We tried to do whatever we could do to help the state. In 1982, Eva was coming, and we sent a lot of people home, but we called the radio stations and told people we will stay open as long as we can. And I believe that night we stayed open till 7 or 8 o'clock, even though much of the lights had gone out and people were at home. I was still at the office, and I just still remember that people were still coming in needing materials just to protect their homes. So I see ourselves as part of the civil defense. In 1992, when Iniki struck, again, we looked at how can we help our community. I remember getting called on the weekend from one of the local businesses. Their president said, "We have people on Kauai. We need your help." And we got people together on a Saturday, got materials, got them down to the airport so they could take care of their people who had no homes, no shelter. And again, this is kind of responsibility I think business people have in terms of getting together and making things happen, especially because this is our community, and without it, we wouldn't have anybody to serve.
I guess when Iniki hit, was that the first time where you were involved in helping the civil defense, helping the community to protect their homes and also repair their homes? What was that feeling like for you to be involved and know that you really touched these people's lives with the things that you had available for them?
Well, it was not necessarily really thinking about if it would feel good or not. It was sort of just a knee-jerk reaction. This is our community. We live here. We've got to help people. So when people were calling me for supplies, people were calling me at home, people were saying, we're checking various things, whether it's plywood, masking tape, batteries, things like that. I think our family has been one of giving to the community, so it really wasn't something that I had to think twice about. I wanted to help. And while we don't have unlimited resources, whenever we can help, we would try to help those, especially those in need.
You're also involved with quite a bit of nonprofit organizations. I mean, on this resume, it looks over 20?
It's about there.
How are you managing your time with that, and how are you determining which ones to get involved with?
One of the things I have to say is I'm very thankful for having a great staff at City Mill. Again, that's part of the secret here is that I'm being able to get a good team together, and part of it is just delegating them and having to trust them. And that allows me to get out to other community organizations. And I think that the community organizations, it's not just giving to them, but they give back to me, because each organization has its own challenges, each has its own little gems or pearls of wisdom of what makes them run. And I get to share in their board meetings what their secrets are, as well as things that are important to them. So I think it's a two-way street. I get to see how other organizations run from the inside out, but also I'm able to contribute and hopefully contribute to them any kind of knowledge or ideas that I may have to offer.
And lastly, what would be the advice you would give to other business people out there trying to figure out if this is the right time, maybe that they should get involved with nonprofits or community-related activities?
I would say get involved. The key here is start small, but start now. And the key is you don't have to try to join a big board or try to get involved with 10 or 12 boards at one time, but try something. Get involved. It may be something just as small as serving at a soup line at Institute for Human Services once a month, maybe once a quarter. It doesn't have to take up all your time, but start now. Get involved, and you'll see how gratifying getting involved in helping others can be.
Thanks for joining us today on Greater Good Radio. For more information or a transcript of today's show, please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. This is your host, Evan Leong and Carrie Leong, saying please join us next time for another episode of Greater Good Radio Hawaii.